We didn't ask what our clerk's name is. Our clerk. Okay, good evening, everybody. It's now 6 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Clerk, could you please call roll?
Chair Henderson,
Here.
Vice Chair Elise,
Here?
Commissioners Lujan,
Here.
Oliveris,
Here.
and Jones.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Why don't I get Commissioner Jones, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I sure can.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Okay, clerk, can you please play that beautiful code of conduct video or audio?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? The meeting of this body is now in order. A code of conduct will now be read, and we request that you comply with it to ensure the efficient administration of the meeting. Members of the public, it is your right to participate in today's meeting, and this meeting body encourages such participation. However, the right of the public to address the body must be balanced with the need to ensure that public comment does not interfere with the orderly course of this body's business. All are reminded to abide by the following rules. Speakers must cease speaking immediately when their time has ended. Public comment on agenda items must relate to the subject matter of that item. General public comment is limited to subjects within the jurisdiction of the body. Public comment does not include the right to engage in a dialogue with members of this body or staff. Please remain respectful of the forum and refrain from uttering, writing, or displaying profane, personal, threatening, derogatory, demeaning, or other abusive statements towards the members of this body, staff, or any other person. Members of the audience should be respectful of the views expressed by speakers, staff, and members of this meeting body, and may not excessively clap, cheer, whistle, or otherwise disrupt the orderly conduct of the meeting. Any person engaging in conduct that disrupts the meeting is subject to being removed from the meeting. Finally, if you witness conduct or behavior by other members of the public that disrupts your ability to remain engaged or participate in this meeting, please notify city staff. Thank you for your cooperation.
Okay, thank you very much. We're on to item number 4, public comments. Now is the time for public participation on the consent calendar items only. Each speaker will be allotted 3 minutes in total. Clerk, do we have any speaker cards for the consent calendar?
We have no speaker cards for consent calendar.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a motion and a second to accept the consent calendar?
I make a motion. I second.
Okay. All right, we're on to item number 5.
Need a vote on that?
Oh, is our computer working, or are we doing a voice vote?
Yes, start
Okay.
voting, please.
Okay, there we go.
One more.
Did I do it? I did it.
Thank you. Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, very good, thank you. Okay, we're on to item 5, that was the consent calendar. Item 5. Okay, all matters listed in the consent calendar will be, oh, I already did that, okay. Our numbers are kind of mixed up. Okay, then we're gonna go on to 6, public hearings. Okay, clerk, would you like to read the description into the record for the public hearing 6A?
A resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Palmdale, California, approving conditional use permit 25-0002 and site plan review 25-0005. An application by Summit Point Partners LLC to construct a mini storage facility consisting of an office building and 14 storage buildings totaling 124,612 square feet on an approximately 13-acre site located at the southwest corner of East Avenue S and Cemetery Road, and adopting the mitigated negative declaration and mitigation monitoring and reporting program prepared for the public.
Okay, we have a staff presentation by Juan Lopez, Assistant Planner.
Good evening. Okay. Good evening, Chair and members of the Planning Commission. Item 6A is a request to construct a mini storage facility consisting of an office building and 14 storage buildings, totaling approximately 124,000 square feet. The site is approximately 13 acres in size, with approximately 9 acres allocated for the development. The parcel is located at the southwest corner of East Avenue S and Cemetery Road. This parcel falls within the office flex zone, where such use is permitted with the approval of a conditional use permit. The site plan shown illustrates the proposed layout of the mini storage facility. The facility will have 695 storage units, as well as approximately 55,000 square feet of landscape and open space, along with a storm drainage basin and supporting infrastructure. Access to the site will be provided via Cemetery Road. Additionally, the site will feature ample lighting to ensure visibility in compliance with the Palmdale Municipal Code outdoor lighting requirements. The site will also include security cameras for additional monitoring, a keypad box at the entry gate, and options for individually alarmed units, and will be fully compliant with all ADA requirements. The project has been reviewed by the Los Angeles County Fire and Sheriff's Department and the Engineering and Public Safety Division. The image shown provides a visual of the mini storage facility north of East Avenue S. The proposed exterior will feature stone veneer split face block, stucco siding and panels that add variation and depth to the building, decorative light fixtures, aluminum storefront windows, metal awnings that help create horizontal articulation, and wrought iron accents that provide visual interest. The image display shows the mini storage facility east of Cemetery Road and adjacent to the existing residential neighborhood. I would like to highlight that although these images do not illustrate it, the project will include landscaping around the perimeter wall along Cemetery Road and East Avenue S. The landscaping will create a buffer and provide a smoother transition to the site. An initial study with a mitigated negative declaration and mitigation monitoring and reporting program was prepared and distributed in accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act guidelines. 9 comment letters were received and included in the environmental document. Mitigation measures were implemented to minimize any potentially significant impacts to a level that is less than significant. Public notices regarding the project were sent to residents within a 500-foot radius of the site. Please note that this item includes a memo requesting changes to the language and the conditions of approval as it relates to signal modifications and underground utilities for consideration. With that, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt resolution number PC 2025-020 as amended. This concludes my presentation, and both the applicant and I are available for questions. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Clerk, do we have any speaker cards?
We have Elizabeth. Elizabeth?
Okay.
Good evening, members of the Planning Commission. I am a 28-year member of a Spanish Room resident. I am here, I live directly in front of the proposed development, and I'm here to voice my strong opposition to the proposed project. I know that it is a formality to invite us here, but I feel that we really don't have a voice. Some of my neighbors wanted to come, but they felt that it was just a waste of time. But I still decided to come, and I really hope that you will take our opinion and our view into consideration. So there are 13 facilities just within a 2.5 mile radius. Within 1 mile, we have 4. One directly on Avenue S, which is an eyesore with very bright lights. It's not attractive. I understand why they have the bright lights, and that's because they want to keep people from breaking in and stealing, and it brings in crime. Avenue S is a thoroughfare, and storage units to me are an eyesore. I don't see them being built on the west side. They are mostly all concentrated in the same area near Sierra Highway, along Palmdale Boulevard, and now along Avenue S. When you drive into the city, you want to see a beautiful city. It's a thoroughfare. You want to know that this is a city that you want to shop in, that you want to stay in, that you want to live in. But when you drive through, when you exit Avenue S, and you drive down S past Sierra Highway, all you see are storage facilities. I would like to see something different. Maybe if the storage facility was on the outskirts or a different street, but just not there. It directly impacts us. It would be within our view. I don't think that you want to have a storage facility from your from your living room view, right? I don't think you want that. Storage facilities always bring in crime. I understand that this is going to have good lighting and it's going to point down, but we're going to have that noise pollution. We're going to have that glare. Regardless if they put the trees, they're going to be young trees. They're not going to be grown immediately. They're not going to put these tall trees there to block the light. So this will directly impact us. Besides it being a visual aesthetic impact, it also affects our property values. There usually is crime where there are storage units because people tend to break in. I understand that there's cameras, but there's homeless encampments near the basin. People tend to hang out near the railroad tracks, and I feel that this is just another area that they might want or choose to frequent or be around, especially because it's on a road that is to the cemetery. It also brings down, if I didn't mention it, property values. So,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
We have David.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dave Markov. I'm actually neighbors with Elizabeth for about the last 20 years or so. I just want to start off by saying congratulations to the city for all the great work they've done on Avenue S. We moved in about the same time that they were building up Avenue S, putting in all the beautiful trees, the greenery, the medians down the middle with the trees and the greenery, the Western-style fences, all these beautiful, great things. So, wonderful job. So I just want to encourage you to keep heading in that direction with Avenue S. You know, if that's what your goal is, and I think it's the city's goal, one thing you wouldn't want, or a few things you wouldn't want to add on Avenue S would be 13 acres of pawn shops, or 13 acres of bail bondsmen, or 13 acres of storage units. It just gives off the wrong vibe, okay? I would encourage you that, I'm sure it's a wonderful project, I'm sure it's a great company, I know they want it to look good, but it's still gonna be what it is. And it would be a great project for Sierra Highway or Palmdale Boulevard, but for a street that you're trying to build as something special, it just does not fit. So I would encourage you to keep focused on Avenue S, keep making it a beautiful street. My wife, this was years ago, we're driving down the street late at night, Palmdale, Avenue S, and she goes, Avenue S is the Wilshire Boulevard of Palmdale, which I don't know if I quite would put it in those terms, but I get the idea, and I would agree with her. It is a very pretty street. Let's make it even prettier. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
No further speaker cards.
Okay. Is the applicant here?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Come on up. And you heard the concerns of the public. You have anything to say about the eyesore and the crime and the other issues they have?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the public comment. I'm happy to give a little bit of feedback. I think on the security, As Juan had noted, we, in all the storage properties that we've developed, we really try to have good practices around safety and security with cameras, lighting, and then individually alarmed units. There's a lot of security now that you can have an app on your phone that you can track your unit. So, and we'll have an on-site manager there throughout the full day, professional management company, and then we really try to put a lot of aesthetic thought into how these buildings look, and it is set back quite a ways from Avenue S. I don't know the exact how many feet it's back from Avenue S, but it is set back quite a way. And then additionally, storage is a really quiet use. I've personally managed, before I developed storage facilities, I've managed them, and it's, you're gonna have very few traffic counts a day. It's extremely quiet use. And, on top of that, there has been other options that people have evaluated and developing here. That people looked at doing retail, hotels. There's a list of other things, and none of those are feasible at this site because there's a fault running through the property, and so per California state law, you cannot build a human occupied building, which I won't go down the rabbit hole, but there's a legal definition of that, meaning you can't live there, and or you can't be like a retail where you're working there for like an hour threshold. And so if the property is to be developed, this is one of the the few uses that would be permitted here, or else it will just remain as a undeveloped property. So that's kind of all I have. I don't know if anyone else wants to add anything.
They were saying that the trees that you're gonna put in, because they're gonna want to have some masking, a buffer between them. When do you expect the trees to block their view of what might be undesirable?
I don't know. We've engaged a landscape architect to design that to definitely make it look really nice with variation of landscaping, and we put a lot of thought into having it look nice. That a lot of it will be just 100% screened. So yeah.
Commissioners, any questions for the applicant?
I have a couple.
If I could please
Oh,
interject,
okay.
Chair, and members of the Planning Commission, I do want to point out that, as the applicant mentioned, that the building is set back pretty far from Avenue S. At the closest point, it's 10 feet, but in other areas, it's 110 and 600 feet. And then it's 338 feet from the southern property line, which abuts the single-family residences. And I would also suggest the commission does have the authority to impose any conditions of approval with regards to the applicant planting mature landscaping.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'd be happy to take into consideration any landscaping that would, that you'd prefer.
So then, once you see the layout, how it's laid out, and you see what the view would be from Spanish Broom, for instance, can you, in that section, put larger trees that will grow
absolutely.
quickly to block their view?
Absolutely.
What's going to be, what they might have an issue with?
I'd also like to point out some other concerns. We do review the lighting plan to make sure that it complies with our lighting standards. I know there were some concerns about other storage units with bright lights. Please, there's Carrie German there in the back. She's with Public Safety. She'll take that down that information, and we'll have our team look into that some more. Also, as far as encampments, please talk to Carrie. She can help you with that as well.
Okay, questions, commissioners?
I was just curious, I don't know if you can expand more on how the landscaping will be on Cemetery Road. I guess in mind, I'm thinking about the cemetery and the people who drive that road to go see their loved ones, and just wondering, has there been concerns from the cemetery, and like what kind of plans do you have as far as, because I heard him say, I think you're going to beautify the road a little more.
Yes.
And add some nice landscaping. Do you have any like further feedback on how that will look?
Definitely, yeah. I've worked hand in hand with the owners of the cemetery for almost a year now, and we've come up with a plan that we are going to be, I don't know if this is the right word to use, but redoing Cemetery Road. We're going to be widening it and
Needs it.
improving it to public street standards. we're gonna put in street lighting, sidewalk, and then there'll be a buffer of landscaping. So the entire stretch of, from Cemetery Road, from Avenue S up into the railroad tracks, will be improved, and the road will be redone, and there'll be sidewalk and landscaping, gutter and all that, so.
Thank you so much.
Okay, any other commissioner questions?
Question. What is your expected build-out time for this particular project?
Typically, it will be about a year, 1 year.
Okay, and you've laid out the entrances. How will that traffic affect the residents in that area?
So the Cemetery Road is currently a private road owned by the cemetery, and Cemetery Road only serves, it only provides access to the subject property on the screen and the cemetery. Cemetery Road doesn't tie into any of the adjacent neighborhoods, so it won't have any impact on those neighborhoods since the Cemetery Road doesn't tie into them at all.
You're going to have regular operating hours?
Yes.
Because I know some of the residents might be concerned about the operating, because they brought up crime and, bright lighting and everything like that, so.
Yep, we, I can't remember the standard off the top of my head, but we worked with Brendan Wan to make sure we'll comply with the hours we open and close every day.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Will the entrance to the storage be on Cemetery Road or on S or both?
Just Cemetery Road.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I do have a question. I've been running through there recently, down Avenue S. If I remember correctly, isn't there extra public storage or extra storage like 2 blocks from there? And then there's another storage right next to that. Wouldn't there be an oversaturation of storage units in that one little vicinity?
Currently, we don't assess for that, so whenever we make our conditional use permit findings, we don't have findings that say there's an overconcentration of those. Those are typically used for alcohol, tobacco, and uses of that nature.
Then I guess my next question would be, the trees, would it be possible to make it a condition to have mature trees installed instead of younger trees? Is that something possible?
We could certainly condition the project to do so.
So bigger trees that are mature, not younger where it takes 10, 15 years to grow, at least have some mature trees there?
Yeah,
Would it be possible?
if there's, maybe we can talk offline after if there's some examples of where that might have been done, just so we can get an idea of what that might look like. We'd be happy to do that.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And commissioners, any discussion before we make a motion? All right, can I get a motion in a second?
I'll motion.
Okay, and a second? Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, all right, we have a motion and a second. Please show your votes.
Can we revise the motion to adopt the resolution with adding the condition to add mature trees and as amended per the memo you received tonight, please?
Okay, so can we get a motion as amended, adding the mature trees?
Yes, I'll motion.
Okay, for that motion, Jones, and then for the second, Vice Chair Elise? Yes. Okay. Does that work?
Thanks.
All right.
The vote? Do we still have, okay. Motion passes.
Okay. All right, we're on to 6B. Okay, clerk, can you please read the description of 6B into the record?
A resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Palmdale, California, recommending City Council approval. Planning Commission approval of General Plan Amendment 25-0002.
No, it's recommending city council.
It is recommending,
Yeah.
okay, thank you, sorry about that. Recommending City Council approval of General Plan Amendment 25-0002, Zoning Ordinance Amendment 25-0003, and Zone Change 25-0002 to amend the zoning ordinance and land use and zoning maps to address inconsistencies and streamline review procedures, and finding that the project is consistent with Program Environmental Impact Report 22-002, prepared and certified in conjunction with the city's general plan.
Thank you, Clerk. We have a staff presentation by Andrew Svitek, Senior Planner.
Good evening, Chair and members of the Planning Commission. The item before you tonight is a general plan amendment, zoning ordinance amendment, and a zone change. Before I get into the specifics of the project, I'd like to point out that you received a memo for this item, which includes an additional project site. This agenda item consists of two parts, map amendments and a text amendment. The map amendments are for three separate project sites and involve changes to both the general plan and zoning maps. The text amendment involves changes to the commercial standards in the zoning code. Let's start with the proposed map amendments for the first project site, which is located at the northwest corner of East Avenue, R8, and 40th Street East, and consists of two parcels of approximately 2 acres. The site is owned by Southern California Edison and is currently developed as an electrical substation with no changes proposed. One parcel is already designated as utilities, and the other parcel has an inconsistent designation of single-family residential 3, which will be modified to utilities. The zone of the project site will be modified to utilities and rights-of-way, which corresponds to the utilities designation. The second project site is located at the northeast corner of East Avenue Q and 40th Street East and consists of 5 parcels of approximately 68 acres. It is owned by the Palmdale School District and is currently vacant. The general plan has 2 designations for this site, employment flex and regional commercial. The proposed modified designation and zone of educational flex will be more in line with the future school and education-related uses of the site. The third project site is located at the northeast corner of East Palmdale Boulevard and 55th Street East and consists of 5 parcels of approximately 41 acres and is vacant. The project site is designated in the general plan as Residential Neighborhood 2 and is proposed to be modified to Residential Neighborhood 1 with a corresponding zone change to Residential Neighborhood 1, which has a density range of 5 to 10 units per acre. This change is consistent with the Housing Element Goal 1 to promote the construction of a variety of residential development opportunities for all income groups. The proposed map amendments align the general plan designations and zoning with the established and anticipated uses. The next part of this agenda item is a text amendment to the zoning ordinance Title 17 of the Palmdale Municipal Code. As directed by the City Council at the adoption of the city's general plan, Palmdale 2045, staff has been working over several years with the Main Street Coalition to streamline and clarify the commercial zoning standards. This proposed amendment, like several previous ones, has come out of that collaborative process. It will modify the requirements for 2 commercial uses, drive-through restaurants and fueling stations. So first, the text amendment will require that any new drive-through restaurant locate no closer than 250 feet from any other existing or proposed drive-through restaurant. The distance is to be measured from any menu board of the proposed drive-through restaurant to the closest menu board of any other drive-through restaurant in the area. The waiver process that previously allowed up to 3 drive-through restaurants within a 500-foot radius will now be eliminated. This amendment simplifies and streamlines the review process. And second, the text amendment will also modify the buffer requirements for fueling stations. Any new fueling station will need to be at least 300 feet from any other existing or proposed fueling station. The distance is to be measured as the closest line between a fueling pump on the proposed station and a fueling pump at another station. This amendment allows for flexibility in the review of proposed stations and consideration of site-specific conditions. And this now concludes both parts of this agenda item, the map amendments for the 3 project sites and the text amendment related to these 2 commercial uses.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And with that, let me recommend adoption of resolution number PC 2025-022, and staff is available for any questions.
Okay, thank you, sir. We'll go ahead and open the public hearing on this item. Clerk, do we have any speaker cards?
There are no speaker cards for this item.
Okay. I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Commissioners, any discussion? Okay, commissioners, can I get a motion and a second to approve item 6B?
Make a motion to approve.
I second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Please show your vote.
One more. Thank you. Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, very good. On to 6C. Clerk, can you please read the description into the record?
A resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Palmdale, California, recommending City Council approval of a form of agreement 25-0002, approving site plan review 25-011, to facilitate the construction of a 264-unit multifamily residential development on one vacant parcel totaling approximately 9.95 acres located on the west side of 15th Street East and approximately 375 feet north of East Avenue Q, and find that the project is exempt from environmental review.
Okay, we have a staff presentation from Associate Planner Ivan Galizzi.
Good evening, Commissioners. I just noticed my PowerPoint, I think, has the wrong.
Sorry, to go back to the past motion, we need to adopt as amended.
Oh, I didn't say as amended?
No,
Thought I did.
sorry.
Do we need to vote again?
We're going back to 6B.
What will we do without you?
Oh, 6B was the cleanup.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we do the motion in a second again? All right, so can I get a motion and second for item 6B as amended?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I do see that someone is putting the motion. If someone can put in the second, go ahead. And you want it as amended, right?
As amended, yeah, correct.
As amended.
Okay. Start voting.
There we go.
Motion passes.
Okay, so on 6C, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Can we do that?
And there are no,
Or is he not done?
He needs to give a presentation first.
Okay. We're getting a little discombobulated here.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
There you go. Good evening, Chair and Planning Commissioners. Item 6C before you tonight is a request for the construction of 264 multifamily residential units on one vacant parcel totaling approximately 9.95 acres. The project site is located on the west side of 15th Street East and approximately 375 feet north of East Avenue Q. The request includes a density bonus agreement containing concessions and waivers requested by the applicant to facilitate the development. There are 11 three-story buildings containing the total of 264 dwelling units. The site contains 2 recreational amenity buildings, proposed containing, in addition to the buildings, there's children's play area, gated swimming pool, basketball courts, pickleball courts, splash pad, large and small dog areas, and a vegetable garden for tenants to plant and grow their own vegetables. In addition, in the 2 buildings, there's a centralized mail room, maintenance building, laundry room. The other building has a break room for residents, manager's office, conference room, and indoor gym, learning center, and community room. A density bonus is used to increase the overall number of housing units that may be built on a site in exchange for including affordable housing units in a project, or to request exceptions to development standards to facilitate the development. The project site is located within the general plan land use designation of residential neighborhood 3 and zone. As such, a total of 298 units would be allowed based on the site and maximum density of 30 dwelling units per acre. Again, the applicant is proposing 264, which is less. The project proposes that all units will be designated for households with incomes not exceeding the low income threshold standards established by the state of California Housing and Community Development. Therefore, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt PC 2025-15 and find that the project is exempt for environmental review. I and the applicant are available for any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Do we have any speaker cards, clerk?
No speaker cards on this item.
No speaker cards. Okay.
I'd like to point out that it's resolution number
023.
PC 023.
Thank you.
Sorry, wrong one.
Thank you.
I got it mixed up.
This is going to be another as amended?
No.
Oh.
I in my presentation quoted the wrong resident.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so we have no speaker cards, then we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Commissioners, any discussion?
No.
No? Okay. And commissioners, can I get a motion and a second on this item?
I'll motion. Oh,
Go ahead and put the motion in.
I'll second.
Okay, I have was the motion from Olivares and the second from Jones?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, Oliver, second from Jones. Thank you very much. Start voting. Motion passes unanimously.
Well, that computer's moving fast today. You did something to it, didn't you?
No, we had to upgrade.
Oh, did you? Okay. I was gonna say, when Sylvia's here, it takes like 20 minutes in between.
No, they did a refresh.
It's all her fault, right?
All right,
Hey,
all
that's
right.
not
We won't blame
fair.
it on- We won't blame it on Sylvia.
So we are all good. It's not Sylvia.
All right.
She's
Very
great.
nice.
She's
Yes,
great.
she is.
We're up to Windows 7 now, huh? Okay. All right, 6D, we are on the, clerk, would you like to read that description into the record?
A resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Palmdale, California, recommending City Council approval of a form of agreement 25-0003, approving site plan review 25-0009 to facilitate the construction of a 272-unit multifamily residential development on 2 vacant parcels totaling approximately 9.8 acres located at the northwest corner of East Avenue Q and 25th Street East, and find that the project is exempt from environmental review.
Okay, we have a staff presentation from Associate Planner Ivan Galizzi.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Good evening again. The project before you is a request, as stated, to construct 272 multifamily dwelling units. The project site is located on the northeast corner of East Avenue Q and 25th Street. It comprises of 2 existing parcels. Part of this request is for density bonus and also a lot merger to consolidate the 2 lots so that the development is holistically on 1 parcel. The project proposes a total of 13 3-story buildings that containing the 272 dwelling units. There also on this project has 2 recreational amenity buildings. The recreational amenities include an outdoor gathering area, pergola with shade structure and barbecues, with table seating and benches, a child's play area, a gated swimming pool area, and garden courtyards throughout the site. In addition, there's on-site parking and trash enclosures. A density bonus, again, is used to increase the total number of housing units that may be built on a site in exchange for including affordable housing units on a project, or to allow for exceptions to development standards to facilitate the development. The project site is located within the mixed-use 3 general plan land use and designation and zone. As such, based on the lot size and the zone, a total of 490 units are allowed, so they're proposing significantly less than what is allowed. With that being said, the applicant is requesting waivers to facilitate the construction of this project, being that all units proposed for the project are low-income threshold as established by the state of California, California Department of Housing and Community Development. Before you, there is a memo indicating the requested changes to draft conditions of approval that staff has been working with the applicant to address. The conditions outlined on the memo relate to certain items regarding bollards and medians and so forth. With that being said, staff recommends that the Planning Commission accept the conditions as amended as written in the memo and adopt Resolution PC 2025-015 and find that the project is exempt from environmental review. This concludes my presentation. I and the applicant team are available for any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Chair
All right.
Henderson, so when you make the motion, this one is as amended.
I wrote it in big letters. I wrote it already. I was paying attention. Okay, I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Clerk, do we have any speaker cards?
No speaker cards?
No speaker cards. Holy smokes.
Clerk, we need item 6D on the screen.
Item 6D, thank you very much. There you go.
Okay, no speaker cards. Then I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Commissioners, any discussion?
I just had a question, out of curiosity, just because I'm looking at a lot of the buildings being built. A lot of them are the 3-story kind of buildings. Will it have an elevator, or is it only stairs for each building?
You know what? I don't recall on the
we
plan.
can
Let me
defer
defer
to the
to the applicant. Applicant, please, for this. There.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening. It will not have an elevator.
Okay.
It'll be stair accessed.
Ooh, okay. Thank you so much. That was all I
I
had.
do have a question. As far as, I see it's right across some homes and stuff. Was there a traffic study and all that done by that? Yeah.
Yes, the traffic study was submitted and reviewed by our Public Works Department and deemed sufficient with conditions of approval in the document tonight.
I know it's not required, but I wish you guys used the Art Commission or a lot of artistic talent in Palmdale for some of your projects there and stuff. That's I know it's not required, but that's kind of like an ask, you know.
Understood.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we had no speaker, where am I? We have no speaker cards. I closed public hearing. Okay. Commissioners, can I get a motion in a second?
I'll motion.
Go ahead and put the motion in.
I have a motion
A
from
second?
Okay,
Commissioner
thank you.
Jones.
We have a motion in a second.
Second from
Start voting.
Olivares.
Two more.
And just to clarify, the motion is as amended.
As amended, as amended. That was as amended.
It's up there. Thank you very much. Motion passes unanimously.
Okay,
Thank you.
6D. Okay, that was D. That's all of them. Okay, we're on to 7 then. 7. Now is the time for public participation on items not listed on the agenda. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes. Clerk, do we have any speaker cards for non-agenda items?
No speaker cards.
Oh, man, it's easy. Okay, staff communications. Does staff have any communications?
Good evening, Chair and members of the Planning Commission. If you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, I'd invite you to come check out Kaleidoscope. That's over at the amphitheater. And then our economic development team is working closely with the Auto Mall to put on Pumpkin Palooza. So go have some fun with your families and enjoy the pumpkin patch.
Okay,
Thank you. You beat
All
me
right.
to it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner reports, announcements, or requests. Do commissioners have any updates? Any
No.
meetings? Any? Nope. Okay, then I move to adjourn the planning commission meeting to Thursday, November 13th, 2025 at 6 PM in these city hall chambers. We're done.